The latest big-name TV retirement signaling not just the changing of the guard at ABC News, but also perhaps the end of an era for TV news as a whole. I don't want to make this too broad here, but I think you look back at this snapshot in time. You got World News anchor Diane Sawyer, surprising many here, saying she's going to give up her much-coveted anchor seat this summer, and starting September 2nd, you got a 40-year-old guy, David Muir, who will replace her. Muir, not exactly getting all the glamour or even notoriety. In fact, one person introduced him as the guy with great hair today. But I just want to think for a second. Go back, guys. Edward R. Murrow had after that here. You know, obviously, you had the voice of God, Walter Cronkite, he was said. And then you still had, everybody knew who the anchor was at the big three networks. After these guys, you had, you know, Jennings at ABC, you had Broke at NBC, you had Rather at CBS. It wasn't the same as when you looked at Cronkite. You can argue Cronkite was the most important element to getting us out of Vietnam. He finally, you know, said what he said at the anchor desk. And you go to Murrow, he stopped the Red Scare with McCarthy, one would argue, in that interview, right? So my point is only, can we say that the influence of the anchor desk will never be, for a whole different reasons, from how we consume news to the attention span to just so many different options out there that people can pick their progressive or conservative.
Other than on this show.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Other than this.
Absolutely. I mean, the landscape has completely changed. And the other thing is that Muir is going to take the evening news, but George Stephanopoulos is still going to be the go-to guy on any breaking news on ABC. And I think that makes it pretty obvious that the shift is complete from the focus on evening news to the shift on morning news. Something else, Diane Rather, of the three major networks, Diane Rather is the only evening anchor who makes more than the morning show counterpart.
You mean Diane Sawyer?
Oh, sorry, Diane Sawyer. Charlie Rose makes more than Scott Pelley does. Yep. Matt Lauer makes more than Brian Williams does. And, you know, and Stephanopoulos is going to wind up
making more than Muir.
So it's now totally a morning show focus.
It's so different than it used to be, isn't it? This was the job that you died and go to heaven for. She's leaving. I mean, who knows the rationale, but she's leaving because she wants what Barbara Walters had, which was to get the big interviews and to do the celebrity sit-downs and to do the specials, right? Nobody wants to be locked down at the desk anymore.
Well, I agree with everything Andrew said, because then that way I can take the safe route. I can take the safe route, and I don't want to offend, like George is someone that I've worked with in Iowa and had dinner with, and he's decent. But I mean, okay, let me put it this way. I'm going to step in, so I might as well go ahead and do it, right?
Either, so.
What we're dealing with in terms of news.
By the way, get your hard hat. The names are dropping.
I call what we have now the Kim Kardashians of news, right?
That's a little harsh, but okay.
But it's the truth. I mean, we're gonna be honest. You asked. I mean, and so we had legends before, and now we have people. But it's not just the anchor's fault. The attention span is so short. The internet has changed everything. Newspapers are dying, and you know everybody's fighting to keep that audience. Stay with us, folks.
Yes.
For a couple of seconds.
You can't, and the other ones do those long segments anymore. They got to be sound by sound by sound.
I don't think this is going to matter on a day-to-day basis, but when something big happens, when 9/11 happens, you want the guy or the woman who you trust completely and get your information that way, and those are going to be the real tests going forward.
I think you're both 100% right. Gentlemen, thank you both very much. All right, coming up, we do it every Wednesday. It's our legal panel, and there's a lot to talk about this week. Supreme Court says no warrant, no cell phone search. The panel is going to take a look at a ruling which protects your privacy rights, while the justices say cops can no longer go through a purse or wallet, but they can't go through your phone. And I'll try and translate it into English when we come back.